Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Frankly FM84 and thank you for joining me on another episode of Bello Calcio. We're currently out in Japan in the J League. We are managing Shonan Bellmare. So if you were with us yesterday, you would have seen us go through the season review. You'd have seen how we won the 4 trophies that we won in our quadruple season. You'd have also seen us walk through a bit of a preview for today's episode with the finances and showing you some of the kids that we were about to sign. So in today's episode, that is pretty much what it is. It's a preview for the brand new season. We're going to show you the players that have come in and gone out, what finances we have left, and also the brand new schedule for the new season, and also building up to tomorrow's first game against Melbourne Victory. Right then, let's start off with the transfers and the playing squad. So, quite a lot of changes to the playing squad. If we go back to the end of last season, we can show you players that went out. So we have, I'm only really going to go over permanent deals. I don't really want to go over too many loans because there are still a lot of them in the game. So the players that have moved on, let's start from the 31st of the 12th. So Tepe Yachida is the first one who has gone out. He left. He wanted first team football. We were never going to be able to give it to him. There's a load of players who left on free transfers. So Yuki Obahashi, Charlie Wellens, didn't really become what I thought he would in the game. Wanted to go back to England, so we have sold him to Bradford. The board weren't too fussed about that one. We sold Matthew Craig to St Johnstone. Him and his brother were at the club. He wanted to get away, so again, put him on the market. St Johnstone were the ones that came along with the best offer for him. We let Toyo Hiraoka. He went to Chiso Osaka, and then we loaned a player that we bought back. Giovanni also went to Chiso Osaka. He's another one that's a bit disappointing, really. I bought him in the first season thinking he was going to develop into a bit of a beast of a player for the J League. Didn't work out as such, and we have let him go a couple of seasons, or 4 seasons, 5 seasons at this point of the save, shall we say. The other player that has gone out there is on loan. Okay, so some of the players that we have bought in. So there are quite a few of them. If we start here, so some of these players are going to be developmental players. Some of them are going to be under 18. Some of them are going to be under 21s, and then there are some first teamers too. So we started off with Sarawut Sutongsa. He is a player who is currently in our under 21s. He's a Thai under 23 international. We signed Evander for £33,000. He's Portuguese, although qualifies as Brazilian. We bought in Iowat Rowing Samut. Doesn't look much on paper, but our scouts seem to think that he had quite a high potential ability, as you can see over here. 7th overall when compared to our first team in terms of potential. So they do seem to think he has something about him. We've got Anon, this is the name, Nantha Wichianarit. Ever comes to playing him in the first team, we are going to struggle with those pronunciations. Another one doesn't look too fantastic, lots of white, but here you can see dribbling, finishing, first touch, acceleration, they're all there. The scouts told us to go and pick him up, so we did. You'll notice there's a theme here. Like I said yesterday, we are going to try and cash in on the fact that the J League opens its doors to Singaporeans, Malaysians, Filipinos, Thais. So a lot of those players will be on the list here as we look to just pull a lot of the talent, especially, like I said, from Buriram United. They seem to be a bit of a factory for the Wonder Kids, so we will be stealing quite a lot from there. We've got Janichi Kumahara. He's a player I showed you in yesterday's episode. He's the one who was voted as Rookie of the Season in the J League, so he's in for 3.2 million. We've got Kazuyushi Tachibana, another 6-foot centre-back who is only 18 years old. So he looks like he could be making an impact on the first team this season. We've got Satoshi Hayashi. He's a right winger who I think we found through the Japanese national teams. I think he's definitely capped at under 23 level. So I think we picked him up through there. And then there are 3 more Thai players from Samat Prakan City. So Takung Pol is the first one. And then we've got Chawat Thongkyu. These are all 18-year-olds who are for the under-21s that we will look to develop as the season goes along. We've got 19-year-old Wong Wal Kit. So some interesting players that have come in there. And then at the start of 2026, back to our usual ways, Iowa Fasuk. He is a left-back or centre-back who can be developed, really. He's in the under-21s, 18 years old. Nassim Farhane is another one who the scouts had spotted whilst we were out looking at a few of the players we've already signed, another Moroccan. And we've got Takuma Akada. He is a wing-back midfielder left. He's Japanese. And crazily, he's 19 years old and he's already made the MWE because we had to put him on a £1,700 deal to secure him because he was wanted by quite a lot of clubs. He's still wanted by a couple of clubs on loan in case we want to move him out, but we aren't going to be doing that. And then there's a few more players that have left. So Gabriel Aranda, he has left. He has gone to Gamba Osaka for £1.4 million. At one point, I thought we would never get better players than him. However, we seem to have unearthed a few gems that are going to be certainly featuring in this season. We've got Rito Yamamoto. He wanted crazy money, asked for £19,000 a week. He's gone to Constable Sapporo and he's only earning £9,500 there. Not sure what was going on, but I was like, no thank you. Renan is a player that we brought in, again, tried to develop, didn't really work out. He has moved out for a small fee. Wharton, I was convinced he was going to be a brilliant signing, and then we found Mita and we found Uchiyama, and we've got Tedic. So he kind of dropped down the pecking order last season, couldn't get in the team. Only 22 years old still, so he has gone to Melbourne City. He could probably make a name for himself there. Got Kenta Tsunoda. He's a regen, only 18 years old. I might regret selling him. The scouts don't seem to think he's as highly rated as I thought he was going to be, but we've moved him on. That might come back to bite us. Tedic, actually, I was just saying we've got Tedic, but we don't because he's left. He has gone to FK Partizan, gone home to Serbia. He had a clause in his contract for £725,000. A £550 deal was struck with Partizan because he asked, basically, he wanted to go back home. We've got Tachi, who's gone to Kawasaki Frontale. He's 28 years old, and when the money come in, we thought we'll take him because we've got fairly decent players coming in to cover him. Arthur Van Zela is another one, another Brazilian that we brought in at the start, just hoping to try and develop them into something, and basically didn't work out. And then the last one there is a loan deal. So that is all the transfers, ins and outs. If we go to the schedule, I'm going to show you the pre-season. So the build-up has gone quite well. We've had a 2-1 victory against Waseda University with goals from Mingeshi and Machida. We then played Montedio, Yamagata, goals from Atangana and Rahimi. We then beat Ulsan Hyundai 5-2 in a friendly at home, where Hatanaka, Ghana, Nishikawa and Taramita all got goals as we brushed past them. That brings us up then to the Champions League group. So the group that we have been drawn in for another attempt at defending our crown. We have got Chiang Rai United, we have got Dalian Professional, Melbourne Victory, and ourselves, so a Thai, Chinese, Australian and Japanese club all in the group. Feel pretty confident that we'll be able to get out from this one. The finances then. So we still are sitting on £48 million in the bank and £21 million in terms of the transfer budget. I nearly got a deal done for a Manchester City player. £19.75 million. In fact, he's not at Manchester City. I think he'd already moved from Manchester City, but let's have a look. Yeah, so Jaden Braff. He's at Leeds United, but as you can see here, he was at Manchester City. He had requested to leave Leeds. We had a deal in place for him for £19 million. And basically, we can't break the budget for the J-League, and he wasn't willing to come and discuss terms unless he was getting a bumper package, which is a little bit strange because it says on the rules and restrictions we can have 25 MWE players. I could only count 14, so not too sure what was going on there, but there's quite a few players we've tried to sign, Supchak, Sarachat being one of them, and he was another one who basically wouldn't come, despite the fact we've got 170 grand per week we can offer a player. Neither of them were able to get that kind of money, so both of them turned their backs on the deals. Anything else? The schedule. So, yeah, so we've got 2 Champions League games to kick us off. We've then got some J-League games. before we move into the Emperor's Cup coming in on the 27th of the 6th. And then we are playing in this game, which is Barcelona SC. Where are they from? So they are from Ecuador, which is quite interesting because we have an Ecuadorian now in the first team, who obviously will probably become quite famous over there because he's going to be playing in our AFC Champions League game, plus this Copa Sudamerica final. Yeah. So interesting, lots of competitions to play for. Let's see what the expectations are then. So top half for the J League 1. Reached the first preliminary round for the AFC Champions League. Reached the final of the Emperor's Cup. Not important for the J League Cup Copa Sudamerica final. They're not bothered about us getting that, and they want us to win the J League Cup. So even though the board haven't upped their expectations for the J League, they want us to reach a final and win the other cup. Right then, I think that is pretty much everything I need to show you. Players out, players in, finances, schedule, Champions League. Yes. Let's jump back to the homepage then, and we're going to start wrapping this one up. So as I said, tomorrow's episode will focus on the first game of a brand new season. It's the 10th of February, which means we'll be kicking off against Melbourne Victory. But before I do that, if you've enjoyed today's episode and you're looking forward to the brand new season, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Just hit 1,400 subscribers on YouTube, which is a fantastic amount, working towards that next goal of 1,500. So if you can help us out with that, please don't forget to hit both the like and subscribe buttons to help this get to as many people as possible. But for this one, I'm going to end it there. Big thank you for watching. Come back and join me tomorrow as we start a brand new season against Melbourne Victory.